It fluid and agender. How can you say there are two? Just because you don't grant them doesn't mean we should trust you. Even if you are transgender. The binary is a lie. And it ought to be condemned. So let's just stop with the lie. Only perverse offenders want to imagine it's true. And you can really trust them. Choose if you have more than two. You will confuse the offenders.
But it's not mutilation. That's why it's called surgery. One is damaging something. One repairs an injury, thus it's not mutilation. But even if we agreed, it's extirpating something. So that's a point I'll concede. So it's good mutilation. It's a brutal surgery. It's not injuring something. It's still called a surgery. So it's good mutilation.
One tends to be an option. The other's done to babies. Babies can never consent. So don't downplay the babies. They never get the option. They're more prone to infection. And they suffer more torment. So spare me your objections. At least girls get an option. Since they're older than babies. That's why they get to consent. So don't downplay the babies. They never get the option.
Transphobies call children stupid. How do they know their gender? How do they know if they're gay? A child can't know their gender. Children are just too stupid. These aren't choices children make. Transphobies are so weak and gay. And that's a choice transphobies make. That's why children aren't stupid. Toddlers develop gender. Preschoolers explore crushes. You can't be a dissenter. That proves you to be stupid.
You can change morphology, and that's all you really need. Who cares if it's surgical, and that's all you really need. It's still your biology. Who cares what the churches say? They claim it's unnatural. What does that mean anyway? It all still involves science, and that's all you really need. Nothing's quite unnatural. It's artificial, agree, but nothing defies nature.
The thought we do makes no sense. It don't matter if we can. It doesn't mean that we should. I don't know where it began, but this purposeless purpose proves parents to be selfish. Their role is misunderstood. Unless it's to be selfish. Procreation makes no sense. It don't matter if you can. It doesn't mean that you should. It belongs in a bedpan. It's time we start making sense.
The extreme ages are reigns. No one lived for centuries. No one ruled that long either. Let's explain the centuries. Let's also explain the reigns. Sexagesimal system. Don't be lost in the ether. Sexagesimal wisdom. That explains the extreme reigns. That explains the centuries. Don't get lost in the ether. It explains the centuries. It explains the extreme reigns.
This is the right's favorite meme. If a company goes woke, it's being performative, therefore, it only goes broke, and then makes all white trash cream. Look at these corporations. Anti-woke pejoratives. Don't hurt these corporations. Their fortunes are still supreme. That's what you call going broke? That's your best pejorative? Stop flexing. You have no smoke. Wake up from your crappy dream.
He was gonna marry her. But before the night they wed, he got tired of the blue balls. He wanted her to drop dead. There wasn't enough liquor to make him think he's in love. She drives him up all the walls. She should be gotten rid of, since she's worse than a bone spur. Well, he packed his bags and fled to avoid how his skin crawls when she'd get inside his head. Is he finally rid of her?